Welcome to ProgrammingKT. Today I am explaining about the concept is what are the rules applicable for arrays and moreover that multi-dimensional arrays in Java. So in last video I already covered about what is array. Collection of homogeneous elements with fixed size. So homogeneous is nothing but same type. Same data type and moreover that Y array. So to overcome this problem. So if you did not watch that video, watch that previous video, you will get more clarity. Next one is how to declare array. So first we need to specify data type along with curly brace, variable name, array variable name, assignment operator, new keyword. Then again we need to specify data type with size. So we can declare array like this. And how to add elements. So by using index number, array index number always starts from 0. And how to access array elements by using index number. So we can add elements into array by using index number. We can access elements from array by using index number. So index number is start from 0. So these are the point I explained on previous video. Now in this video I am trying to explain about what are the rules applicable for arrays and moreover the multi-dimensional arrays in Java. Now let me start with first one, and that is rules applicable for arrays. So today, in this video, I am trying to explain about rules applicable for arrays, and the second one is multi-dimensional arrays. These are the two topics I am explaining about. So rules applicable for arrays. So start with declaration rules. So declaration is nothing but you need to follow specific rules. Otherwise you will get at the time of declaration you need to follow some rules. Otherwise you will get compilation error. Like so at the time of declaring array you need to specify array size. So anyway you can declare one time and specify memory size one time, that is also valid. Let me try to explain with first scenario. So first scenario, when you are trying to declare any type of array, either it may be char array, integer array, float array, long array, but we need to specify size. So let me try to declare char array here. Char array and array variable and with new keyword. Again you need to specify same data type. If you can specify other data type here at the time of specifying memory size, you will get compilation error. So here I am trying to specify memory size of character array is 5, 4. So now it will create memory like 4 memory locations with empty default value of primitive char 0, 1, 2, 3. What is the character default value on single space tab, right? So that is the default value stored inside character array. So this is the declaration, first declaration rule. You need to specify same data type along with size. So if we can specify like array, character array, a new, again character array. If you did not specify here, you will get compilation error. So this is not invalid syntax about array. You must need to specify array size at the time of declaration. So this is the one rule, and moreover that character array, yeah, I will specify next line. Memory. Next time. Whenever I want. I know memory size at the time I can declare. Memory size like memory size will be a new int, not int. Here I am trying to assign character, right? If I can provide int, I will get compilation error. So char array of array size will be, I am trying to provide array size is 5 or 4, whatever it may be, depending on our requirement. So I am trying to provide array size is 5 character array. Now let me try to remove this all right properly. New character array of 5. So this is also perfectly. This is called a declaration. This is called initialization. Specifying memory size. specifying memory size. So this is also, I mean, declaration and specifying memory size. This is also perfectly valid. There is no issue with, I mean, array. Now let me try to write a few more rules. So this is about declaration, and moreover that at the time of declaring, you are specifying these curly, I mean, square braces, right? These square braces you can declare at any place, like, so let me try to write that rules as well. So here I declared after data type. So in middle also you can declare. So rest of the same thing. I mean, array new keyword with the character array and the corresponding size. So this is also perfectly valid. I mean, I am talking about this square brace where you can declare. So this is also perfectly valid array. And moreover that, if we can specify square braces before variable name and remaining this one also perfectly valid. And one more thing is after variable name also. So remaining same, this is also perfectly valid. So you can declare after data type, perfectly valid. You can declare between data type and variable name, perfectly valid. You can declare square brace, I mean before variable name or after variable name, perfectly valid. So but one point you need to remember, if you are declaring array at a time, I mean creating and initializing, you need to specify array size, otherwise you will get compilation error. And moreover that, if I can declare integer array and I am trying to assign to, I mean memory is I am trying to allocate it for long array, I mean long data type. So this is perfectly invalid. Why? Because you are specifying here integer data type, and moreover that here we are specifying memory allocation is long data type. This is invalid. So these are the some points you need to remember, and moreover that, so when you are trying to access elements or when you are trying to adding elements to an array, that must be 0 to length minus 1. So either it may be, I mean any array. If you are trying to adding elements to an array and you are trying to access elements from array, that range must be, index range must be 0 to length minus 1. Otherwise you will get array index out of bound exception. Either it may be positive number or negative number. So imagine here int array new int of 3. So this is the array. If I can add elements like a of minus 1 of 10. So this is, here you will get array index out of bound exception. Why? Because I already said, right, 0 to length minus 1, other than any value, either it may be positive number or negative number, you will get array index out of bound exception. This is the one more rule you need to remember. So here I am trying to adding values to array, right, I mean with specific index. If it is out of this, you will get array index out of bound exception. Even though if you are trying to access, so if I can access, here I have only 3, right? If I can pass 4 here, I am trying to access array fourth index element, but here I have only 3. I mean array size is 3. Even though here I can declare 3 also, I will get it array index out of bound exception. Why? Because array index is starting from 0. 3 means 0 to 2 only. Either it may be 4 or 3, again you will get array index out of bound exception. Why? Because we have array size 3, but you are trying to access fourth element. Not only positive number, like negative number also, you will get same error, array index out of bound exception. So this is about one more point you need to remember. So declaration rules, accessing rule, or I can say here access or adding, accessing or adding. This is the second rule. So declaration rules, accessing and adding rules, and moreover that, so these are the two declare, I mean two rules, and moreover that what I need to explain. Array at the time of declaring array size, I mean let me try to explain that. So array size must be by using data, two data types. So array size, either it may be int data type or byte data type. These are the two data types allowed to specify the array size. If we can declare any other data type other than this, you will get compilation error. Like so, let me try to specify. Let me try to explain you. So instead of declaring integer array a new int of, so new int of, here I will pass some variable name instead of specifying hard coded value 3 4 6 something like that. I am already declared some extra variable, like here imagine. Me try to write this line little bit down, then I will explain more clarity. So I have integer array, so new int of, so this array memory size I will assign by using a variable. That variable I can use that, I can use that. So if I can use int size of the array is 4. Now this s I can use here. This is the size. This is also perfectly valid. Why? Because here it is integer data type. Even though I can declare byte data type also, byte b is equal to some 6, whatever it may be. So if I can pass here byte, this is also perfectly valid. So other than byte, I have long L equal to some 6 already. Again I'm using 6. So in that case, if I can use L here, let me write from scratch, from beginning, new int of L. So here you will get compilation error. This is invalid. So array size must be, you can specify either by using int data type or byte data type. Other than that, you will get compilation error. Can't convert from long to int, something like that. You will get compilation error. So these are the rules, some applicable for arrays. At the time of declaring, you need to remember array index out of bound exception, and moreover that array size, and moreover that syntax, declaring about, where to use the square braces. But recommended approach is this one only, first one, data type with following curly, square brackets. This is the recommended approach. So you can anyway, you can declare in middle or before variable name, after variable name. It is valid but not recommended. This is the recommended approach. Now I am trying to explain about multidimensional arrays. So multidimensional arrays. So multidimensional arrays are nothing but, you can say matrix. So if you want to create a 2 by 2 array, like we have matrix in mathematics, right? So I have 2 4 8 6. So this is 2 by 2 array, 2 rows 2 columns. So how we can declare in Java? So by using two square brackets. So this is the integer values, right? Let me try to declare here integer, two square brackets we need to specify. So if you are specifying three dimensional array, square brackets. 4 means 4 square brackets. You need to specify with respect to n. If you are trying to declare nd array, n square brackets you need to specify, along with variable name, new keyword, and again you need to specify data type. So here also you need to specify must and should array size, otherwise you will get compilation error. Like 2 2, both arrays you need to specify, otherwise you will get, if you can specify 2 here and second one you forgot it, you will get compilation error. So this is invalid. And moreover that, if you forget about first one, second one you declare, that one also invalid. So you need to specify both rows and columns, then only it is perfectly valid. So now how I can access, assign. Now let me try to, this is already example. Now let me show you what are the values. Previously in one dimensional array, default values, right? Here also default values, any, this is the integer primitive data type, right? So 0 0 0 0, this is the values, memory is allocated like this for two dimensional array, 2 by 2 matrix. So how to add values to two dimensional array? By using again index numbers only. So these are the rows also starts from 0, columns also start from 0. So for adding values here, you need to specify 0th row 0th column. So I am trying to add 0th row 0th column value, I am trying to assign like A of 0th row, 0th column. Value is 10. So this is assigning values to, two-dimensional array at 0th index. So if I can add at 1th index also, no problem. 0th columns, first index, first column. So why? Because 0, array index starting from column also start from 0, right? So if you are trying to add value here, so 0th row, first column, value is 20. Now array look like 10, 20, 0, 0. So this is two-dimensional array. For this, I am assigning two, 0th index, first row values I assign 10 and 20. So remaining elements also you can specify. Like first row, 0th column for adding element here, like 30. And moreover that remaining element also here. How we can add? First row, first column. This is square bracket and 40. Now this whole array will be converted to like 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is about two-dimensional array. Three-dimensional array also you can specify depending on your requirement. But most of the time we can work with one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. Very rare, frequent scenarios we can work with n-dimensional array like 3 or 4, something like that. So two-dimensional array is enough. So if you want to, play on your own, you can try it. You can declare one more square bracket here, and you can need to specify here also. Now, how to access elements from two-dimensional array? So same by using array index, row index, column index. Like if I want to print this number, value 40, first row, first row, second column. Here one, right? Anyway 0 starts from 0, right? Second row, second column. So SOP of second row means 0, 1, right? 1. Array variable name 1 and second column, 1 only. So now I will get result like 40. This is about accessing array elements from two-dimensional array, adding elements into two-dimensional array. So rules applicable for same. What are the rules applicable for one-dimensional array at the time of declaring, accessing, memory allocation, data type, at the time of specifying array size, byte and int are allowed. So same rules applicable for multi-dimensional arrays also. So if I can declare here -1 SOP of a of -1, I will get compile, array index out of bound exception. So this is the, anyway, I covered about one-dimensional array, right? When we are trying to access other than 0 to length -1, we will get array index out of bound exception other than length -1, 0 to length -1. Same rule applicable for multi-dimensional array also. And moreover that, how to access array multi-dimensional array elements one by one by using for loop. So first we have row, right? Number of rows and number of columns. We need to use two for loops, one for row, one for column. Like first row, first loop is for row and second loop is for column. So I can declare r equal to 0. R only, r less than, any one row you can consider, array, whole array, or else a dot length I can. So if I can apply a dot length, it will return row count, how many rows are there. So a dot, array dot length and r plus plus. So this is the, first, rows array, rows for loop. Second for loop is for columns, int c equal to 0, c less than a of 0. Any one column is enough. Any, it may be two-dimensional array, right? Any one row any one column is enough. Why? Because same columns, any one row column, I can say here these are the rows, these are the columns, right? So I am trying to find, how many columns. Any one row, if I can take only specific this part, this part. So this is the first row column, size. So remaining second row also same column size, right? That's why I'm trying to specify first one, array of 0 dot length and column plus plus, and I am trying to print a of, here I am trying to specify row, I mean, and column, right? So first row then column. So this is the, I mean, accessing of array elements, SOP of all elements by using one by one, I mean by using for loop. First loop is for rows, second loop is for columns. And we can here I am trying to declare array and I am trying to assign, right? Not only, I mean, declaring and initializing at a time, you can declare, no problem. So declaring and initializing array at a time, no problem. So let me try to write one more example, example 2. So I want to declare array, two dimensional array. At a time I want to initialize. In that case I need to declare, previously it will be only one curly brace, and inside that I am trying to add values, right? But here you need to add arrays. Why? Because this is two dimensional array. So 4 5 6 and 7 8 9. So this is initializing and declaring and initializing at a time. Now if we can convert this into matrix type, it will be look like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is the dynamic at a time, declaring and initializing. This is also perfectly valid, no problem. If you know already values, you can declare like this. And again, how to access elements, same like this, by using rows and columns. Row starts from 0, columns also starts from 0. By using array, I mean row, I mean index number, you can access it, no problem. So this is about the two dimensional arrays and some rules applicable for arrays. So now let me try to explain about, I mean, with some examples inside, I mean, Visual Studio Code IDE. So these are the content I explained today. Now I am trying to explain about examples in Visual Studio Code. So these are the content I already explained on previous video. What is array? Array is collection of homogeneous elements with fixed size, and syntax about array, examples about array, and how to add elements into an array, how to get elements from an array, and when we get index out of bound exception exactly. So either it may be negative number, either it may be out of, I mean here I already wrote 0 to length minus 1, any number, either it may be positive number or negative number. If you can specify at the time of accessing, at the time of adding, you will get array index out of bound exception. So now I am trying to explain about some rules, right? So this is also perfectly valid. Let me try to copy it, and I am trying to explain about rules. So what is the recommended approach? Let me try to remove this. Instead of this, I can declare B. So this is the, I mean, expected, I mean valid or recommended approach. So data type, square brackets, and variable name. This is perfectly valid, and moreover that recommended. So this is also valid but not recommended. So let me try to write one more one by one. Here I am trying to explain about declaration rules. I can array declaration rules. Now let me try to copy this and write it multiple times. I mean, so valid, perfectly valid, and recommended. So next one is this one also perfectly valid but not I mean perfectly valid but not recommended. And the next one is before variable name also perfectly valid. All I can say valid, valid. This one also valid, and after also we can declare, no problem. After the variable name also we can declare it. So let me try to copy one more time, and I am trying to declare. So this is also perfectly valid. So these are the possible combinations, I mean square bracket, where you can add between, I mean after data type, between data type and variable name, before variable name, after variable name. So these are the combinations you need to use, but the first one is always recommended. And moreover that second one is, you can declare array, and once declaration is done, you can assign variable, I mean arrays, specifying array size also in next line also, it is also perfectly valid. New int of 5 or 4, whatever it may be, array size, this is also perfectly valid. But if we can, at the time of specifying array size, if we can declare int l equal, or else I can specify long l equal to 10. So int a equal to new int of l, this is invalid because allowed only int data type and byte data type. If I can specify here byte also, that is valid. If we can specify other than byte and an int, you will get compilation error. So this is invalid scenario. And one more thing is, at the time of declaration also, you don't need to specify negative number. Let me try to show you here directly instead of writing inside that. So here it is allowing, and this is on, uh, you need to remember, I mean if it is -5, let me try to print that default values, how it is look like. S out. So we are getting negative array size exception. So yes, I already said, right, you, at the time of declaring, you, if you can declare negative number, you will get negative array size exception. So in that case, int a equal to new int of -3 or -4, whatever it may be. So you will get negative array size exception. Let me try to copy here and paste here. So this is the one, I mean one of the rule you need to remember at the time of declaring arrays. Array size must be integer type or long, I mean byte type, and array size must be positive number. And moreover that, if you are trying to add elements into an array, that must be within the range of 0 and length -1. And one more thing here I need to explain here. So if I can declare like this is invalid. Need to specify array, I mean memory size, otherwise it will be invalid. So this is invalid. Why? Because here I am not specifying array size. If I can remove 5 here, I will get compilation error. Not only that one here, not only for A and B also will get compilation error. Why? Because we need to specify. That's why here the definition array itself contains fixed size. At the time of declaration only, you need to specify array size. Otherwise, it is not allowed. You will get compilation error. So these are the rules, and moreover that negative number also we can't assign, and accessing and adding also negative numbers also not possible. So now let me try to write examples for multidimensional array. Int array new int. So this is also invalid. Why? Because we here we need to specify row size and column size. So here it is, either it may be n by n array or m by n array. No problem. Depending on your requirement, you can declare. I mean rows may be varied to, instead of 4 by 4, 4 by 3, 4 by 5, 4 by 6, 2 by 3, 2 by 4. Like that you can declare it. No problem. So here I am trying to declare n by n matrix 3 by 3, means 3 rows 3 columns. So how to add elements to an array in two-dimensional array? Like array of, I mean variable name, array variable name, 0 index, I mean 0th row, 0th column. Now I am trying to add a variable called 1. Now let me try to comment out all previous code. Now this is the two dimensional array, right? Now if I can print this as out of array start to string of array, if I can run this only at first index, this is, I mean anyway, if it is one dimensional array it will print it, but it is anyway two dimensional array, right? That's why, and again we need to write, I mean one by one. At the time of iterating I will get no problem, but anyway, and we are printing with two string with arrays utility class also will get this. So to override this, I can implement one for loop. Instead of printing hexadecimal values, I am trying to print actual, I mean values, um, I mean actual values of two dimensional array. Anyway, I am trying to implement by using, I mean for loop, how to access elements one by one. Let me try to, so before that let me try to access manually one element, then I will show you all elements. So array of 0 and, I mean row and column, 0th row, 0th column. So now the value will be 1. So 1, why? Because here initialized 1. Not only 1, if I can update this, the value also will be updated. So if I can replace with 0th column second index, I will get 0. Why? Because I did not provide any value. Default value of int is 0. If I can provide 3, I will get I mean the array index out of bound exception. Why? Because here I specified 3 columns, but I am trying to access 4th column. That's why I am trying to get out of bounds. If I can specify 2 also, I will get 0. 0. So this is about accessing specific element. I am trying to access all elements from two dimensional array. So first loop is for rows, I less than array dot length. So how many rows are there in the inside that array? And one more thing is I need to increment the row value. And inside that I am trying to use for columns, int c equal to 0 and c less than array of any one row is enough. Why? Because all rows having same length, right? So length comma c plus plus. Now I can move this, I mean sysort statement inside second inner loop. So here I am getting compilation error, like here it is not r, I mean I, it is r. Now if I can print here, I need to update dynamic row number and column number. Now I am trying to run it. So first value only I am getting value, remaining all are default values. This is about accessing array elements one by one by using for loop. Here I declared array size, I mean I declared array, and I am trying to adding elements one by one. So let me try to add last value, like at 2 2, last row, last column I am trying to provide last value. So first value is 1110, last one is 120. This is about adding array elements into two dimensional array and accessing here by using two dimensional array elements. I am trying to access by using rows and row index and column index. So this is array declaration and initialization at a time. Instead of this, so I can declare like this also, no problem. So this is called, I mean declaration one time, I mean I am getting same result. So array declaration, array initialization, two lines also we can specify, no problem. This is also perfectly valid. And moreover that, if we have array size already, I mean we know already array elements, then you can declare at a time initialization and declaration, two dimensional array, 1 comma 2 comma 3. This is first row, 4 5 6, this is second row, and third row also 7, 8, 9. So this is also perfectly valid array. You can say some, instead of duplicate variable, I'm trying to provide different one. So this is also perfectly valid. Now let me try to access array elements from this array 2. So here I can specify array 2, and here also I need to update. Now let me try to print it. It will provide the values from 1 minute. Here I am trying, here I did not update it. Now, so I got the values from 1 to 9. Previously 110 to 120. So this is about multi-dimensional arrays, how to declare, how to access, how to add. Rules is applicable for same. So if we can provide here other than byte and int type, we will get, I mean, incompatible. Here I can provide like, let me try to declare here long L equal to 3. If I can pass here L, you will get compilation error. So why? Because not convert from type, convert from long to int. Not only long, you can provide for float also. Anyway, float value we need to specify dot 0f. Now again you will get compilation error like float to int. So this is the one point you need to remember. Only byte and int is allowed. And moreover that, you need to specify array row size and column size, otherwise you will get compilation error. If I can provide empty value here, so for here let me try to run it. So here I am not getting any compilation error. So here I am getting can't store array because it's null. For two dimensional array, in single dimensional array, here I will leave it as a blank, I will get compilation error. So for multi-dimensional array, I mean at the time of specifying columns, if we can leave it, it will consider like null. So that's why we are getting null pointer exception. So you need to specify, I mean this is anyway compilation error. If you can ignore row, you will get compilation error. If you can ignore column, you will get null pointer exception. So this is the what one more point you need to remember at the time of working with multi-dimensional array. So you like the content from this video, hit on like button and subscribe Programming KT. Thanks for watching.